missing 6-year-old girl in a secret room under a staircase. And the classical musicians working to erase the stigma of mental health.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Huge Sports Talk. Last week, we were talking about the game of the Super Bowl, and we're going to continue talking about that because last week, it was before it happened. Now, it's after. As the NFL officially is in the 2022 off season, which means some things are going to be changing. Okay. I assume that is an alt because my dad's right now playing a game right now. But, because there's a lot of, believe it or not, there's a lot of Kirk Atkins YouTube channels on the platform. Or not. I can hear the stream from here. Never mind. I thought he was playing COD. My bad. Alright, let's get started. First thing is first, the Super Bowl has ended. And the Rams have won the Super Bowl this year. As a Ravens fan, I'm actually kind of happy about this, but for everybody else, it's either a meh or you're probably mad or happy, depending on what your favorite team is. But the Rams ended up winning with a touchdown, and the first time we had in a long time, Kupp, who is not a quarterback, I don't think, who is a wide receiver, has become the Super Bowl MVP this year. And he came from Washington and went to East Washington, so it's not a college I've heard of. So, yeah. It was a close game. It was a lot better than last year's Super Bowl, to be honest with you. The commercials kind of let me down, however, because a lot of them were local ads, and others were just ads you would normally see every day. So, what led to that point is we're going to check out the bracket once more. It all started for the Rams' journey to win the Super Bowl. It started with a win versus the Arizona Cardinals. At the start, it seemed like Arizona was going to be the best team in the league in the first couple of weeks, but that kind of died down towards the end, and they ended up losing in the first round. Then they won a close game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and ended up beating Tom Brady to get to the AFC or NFC championship game against the San Francisco 49ers, which, to be fair, the game was actually supposed to go to the San Francisco 49ers, but the 49ers football did not go very well towards the end of the game. So the Rams came back and won. And then the Super Bowl, it all started with the Rams taking the early lead. Then Cincinnati came back, and they had a lead until the middle of the fourth quarter, and the Rams defended that lead, and the Los Angeles Rams had won the Super Bowl after the fourth down dropped pass from the Bengals, and then they just kneed out. And that's what ended that. And now we are officially in the NFL offseason, so that means your team better be getting good stuff. And hopefully your coaching staff doesn't make terrible decisions. because there's a lot of teams that do that for some reason. Especially the Giants. For the last 2 years, they've had weird draft picks. Especially 2 years ago when they drafted Daniel Jones instead of Josh Allen. That really was interesting. Moving on to baseball. The real issue with baseball right now is I'm going to check if the lockout is still going on. I bet you it is. MLB Lockout news. Yep, looks like it to me. The lockout is still going on, which means we might not have baseball this year. So it looks to me we're either going to have a delayed regular season or a canceled preseason, or even a canceled season if this gets any more severe than it already has. And looking around and yet I believe the minor league teams are still playing, but the major leagues are not. So the highest level of baseball playing right now is AAA. So if MLB doesn't return, then I might as well route for the Norfolk Tides, because that's the highest team that's left of the Orioles organization, for me at least. And yeah. Now, on normal circumstances, games are supposed to start on February 26th for the preseason. But that can change if this lockout doesn't end in time.
Tonight, an historic Salmon gun manufacturer for the first time is being held liable for a mass shooting. Nearly 10 years after 20 first graders and 6 educators were killed at Sandy Hook Elementary, the families of 9 victims have reached a $73 million settlement with Remington, the maker of the rifle used in the attack. We get more now from CBS's Ncaa.
And now we're going to move on to the NBA, which is one of the few active leagues as of right now. As the NBA season is starting to dwindle down after February, all you have is March and some of April of the regular season. And then the playoffs will begin. So expect teams to start getting eliminated soon. So let's look at the standings. I might look it up on another site because I want to see if there's anyone eliminated. I'm not sure if it's picking it up or not. Okay, so here's a more detailed look on the NBA when it comes to the playoffs. And So here's what it looks like. It looks like the Pistons are eliminated from getting first seed, but they can still get second through 10th, but it's a very slim chance. The Magic is eliminated from getting first, second, and third seed, but however, they can still get fourth through 10th seed.
Now to a major development in the sex abuse scandal that has shaken the royal family. Britain's Prince Andrew has agreed to settle a lawsuit filed by a woman who says she was sexually trafficked to the British royal by Jeffrey Epstein.
And in the Western Conference, it looks somewhat similar. The Thunder and the Rockets are eliminated from first seed contention, but they can still get the rest of the other 9 seeds if they win on out, maybe. Well, they would have to win a lot more games and hope other teams lose. As it is week 18 of 25, which means after it, so it's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. There's only 8 weeks left in the NBA regular season. So as of right now, in each conference, the top 10 make the playoffs. You have Miami, Chicago, Cleveland, Philadelphia, Milwaukee, Boston, Toronto, Brooklyn, Charlotte, and Atlanta making the playoffs. I still don't see why they have a play-in tournament. It's kind of pointless. Play-in tournament's basically a wild card to me. That's literally what it is. And in the West, you have Phoenix, Golden State, Memphis, Utah, Dallas, Denver, Minnesota, Los Angeles Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers, and Portland in the playoff range. And yeah, let's move on to the National Hockey League. In the National Hockey League, no one, I don't think, is eliminated yet, but it's close because there's still 11 weeks. So when it comes to the NHL, we have about 11 weeks left, which last year the NHL playoffs started first, but it looks like the NBA playoffs are going to start before the NHL playoffs do this year because the NBA is only down about like a couple of weeks. As for the NHL, I believe their playoffs begins in the beginning of May, while the NBA begins towards the beginning of April. Or the middle of April. So, in other words, I assume players from the NBA, well, because, again, the reason why the NBA doesn't have any eliminated teams yet is because the top 10 make the playoffs, not half of them. It's more than half. Because I can guarantee if it was still 8, some of the teams would have been eliminated already. Well, actually, no, they wouldn't, because there's a lot of teams that could still get second seed, and they are currently dead last. There's a team that's in, and they are in dead last in the league on each conference. So let's talk about the playoff teams. The playoff teams right now: the Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Not surprising, as they all three made the playoffs last year. And along with the Pittsburgh Penguins, Carolina Hurricanes, and the New York Rangers. The New York Rangers did not make the playoffs last year, but they came close. And for the wild cards, you have the Washington Capitals and the Boston Bruins. So the teams that made the playoffs last year in the Eastern Conference that are not in playoff range right now is, we have two. We have the New York Islanders, who are doing a little better than they were at the start of the season. But they're going to have to fight through if they want to get back in that range. And then you got the Montreal Canadiens, who are on the brink of elimination right now. And for the Western Conference, the playoff teams are the Colorado Avalanche, Minnesota Wild, and the Nashville Predators, along with the Vegas Golden Knights, Calgary Flames, who did not make the playoffs last year, and the Los Angeles Kings, who also did not make the playoffs last year. And for wild card there, you have the St. Louis Blues and the Anaheim Ducks, who did not also make the playoffs last year. With 3 teams that did not make the playoffs last year in playoff range, there is also 3 teams that made the playoffs last year but are not in playoff range. Those teams are the Edmonton Oilers, Winnipeg Jets, and someone else. Who else was it? Well, actually, that's right, because the conferences were weird last year, that's right. So there's only 2. The other one is probably in the Eastern Conference right now. And, yep, that's that. For the MLS, regular season, or the season starts in about... The regular season starts in about a week and 4 days from now. So for those of you who are soccer fans, MLS is coming back. And those of you who are also soccer fans, there's also major tournaments going on right now across Europe. And it's exciting because this time there's a new team in town in the MLS, and that is Charlotte FC. They do not yet have a logo on here, though. So now we have 14 teams in both conferences. The MLS is trying to get to, I believe, 30 teams. Or something like that, but I would prefer 32 teams over 30 because you could square 60, you can square 32. Like, you can divide 32 in half until it reaches 1 without going into a decimal. That's what's good about it. right, moving on to the Premier League. Let's look at the tables. Manchester United got back in the green zone as West Ham United got knocked out of it. But the top 4 teams will make it to the Champions League, which is literally almost the same 4 teams every year. But this is like the regular season to me. The postseason is what these 4 teams qualify for, across with a lot of teams that are also from Europe in a European championship. So you can almost say all these leagues that are in Europe are basically almost the same league. It's just that they're all different conferences to me, because that's what this seems like to me. And the winners from each conference would make the playoffs. Kind of similar story in all the leagues in Europe that qualify for the Champions League for those who win. Speaking of the Champions League, the bracket games are starting, I believe. The round of 16, I believe, has started. And as a total of 16 will qualify for the bracket stage, let's take a look on who has won each of these games. So it was a tough game between Paris SG versus Real Madrid, which are both very good teams. Paris SG, along with Messi, has won, I believe. He's on that. I think he was on this team the last time. Yeah, he's there. I got confused with the colors. But Paris Saint-Germain will move on to the second round of the European soccer playoffs in hopes of being the champions. And Real Madrid, well, you're going to have to wait till next year. The league they play in is in another country, so I have not set that up. And for the second game, which is Sporting CP versus Manchester City, Manchester City absolutely destroyed Sporting CP in the first round of the European soccer playoffs, which means Manchester City citizens will move on to the second round of the playoffs as well. Which would also be known as which I like to call the divisional round. This one, the first round's like the wild card round to me. Next would be divisional. Then, we can't really call it AFC, NFC championship games because there's no conferences. But we can say first, second, third, and fourth round. Games coming up tomorrow, we have Internazionale, which is another credible team, versus Liverpool. Well, actually, they don't look so incredible as of their group anymore. Liverpool didn't lose a single game. And then you have Salzburg versus Bayern Munich, along with a couple of other games in the first round. Chelsea versus Lille, Villarreal versus Juventus, Atletico Madrid versus Manchester United, and finally Benfica versus Ajax. Well, actually, it looks like... Oh, I forgot. This is 2 legs. I've not one. So, yeah, none of the teams are eliminated yet then. I forgot about that. My bad. So, there's actually in every round except the finals, you have to play 2 matches, which is basically... But the score adds up from the previous games, which means that it's basically you're playing, instead of playing a 90-minute game, you're playing a 180-minute game, which is equivalent to about 3 hours worth of soccer, broken up into 2 halves. For some reason, the second leg is nearly a month later after the first leg. So the next time Manchester Sporting CP, Real Madrid, and Paris SG will play will be on Wednesday the 9th. In order for Sporting CP to win, they will have to win by at least 6, which is not an easy feat to do, as Manchester City is looking to move on to the second round. However, this game is still a close one, as in the second half, Real Madrid is only down by 1. So when that day comes, when they play their second game, they would have to score 2 goals to win, which is not difficult, unless if you suck at soccer. But these 2 teams don't suck at soccer, so they can do anything in their power . Europa League. I don't know what round of the playoffs it is. I assume we are in the first round. And I don't know if it's the tournament rules for this is the same as the others, but this is like a minor league championship. They will all play 2-legged games, and it's the same thing. What's up? Welcome to the stream. I don't know if they've scheduled anything for the World Cup yet, because we're still waiting on that. And now we're going to take a look at the top 25 in college basketball. Gonzaga's in number 1 now. Auburn in 2nd, Arizona 3rd, Kentucky 4th. As you can see, there is a lot of teams on this list. Even though your team may not be in the top 25, it doesn't really matter, because the playoffs will be the top 16 schools from each of the 4 conferences, which are to be named the West, the East, the South, and the Midwest. And then you got the first 4, whatever that is. As there's 2 16th seeds as well, or of each one. I don't know how that little mini playoff tournament goes. But in the hockey world, Minnesota State has taken number 1 away from Quinnipiac. And then you got Michigan, West Michigan, North Dakota, Minnesota, Duluth, St. Cloud State, Denver, Cornell, Notre Dame, Minnesota, Massachusetts, Northeastern, UMass, Lowell, and Nebraska, Omaha. For the XFL, which you're probably expecting if you didn't know about this already, we're expecting for it to happen in a couple of days, but a couple months ago that season was canceled, and the next season for the XFL will begin in 2023 because of COVID, which in my opinion probably was really this year's cause was because they tried to trade with Canada and the trade failed. They had negotiations to merge the CFL with the XFL, meaning it would become one league with 17 teams, which is actually a pretty decent number of teams, almost to the point where affiliates would begin joining with the NFL, which would probably be a good thing because it gives more opportunities for athletes to participate and have a chance to get in the NFL, even after college. I don't know how they do it. Well, there already is some programs, like, again, the XFL, but NFL coaches would have to scout there and get players from there. So for the CFL, I assume the season will start as normal, hopefully, for those of you who are Canadian American football fans, as the CFL does count as a spring league as well. And that's not the only news when it comes to American football that's coming to town. Let me look up a new league that's coming near you. The United States Football League. Which starts in about 60 days from now. So 2 months from now, the United States Football League will return after being shut down for several years on April 16th, 2022. Spring League football is back, except my favorite team is a no-go because I don't have a favorite team in this league because there's no teams near me. The nearest one for me is Philadelphia, and I don't want to go all the way over there. That's not even in Maryland, so yeah, that's why I don't have a favorite team. So they will be competing against the XFL, and it's about the money game and who bankrupts first or any of that. Now, the teams in this league are the same as the one that happened in the last century. So here are the teams for the United States Football League. You have the New Jersey Generals, which actually in the last decade, the general manager of this team was actually Donald Trump himself. Just to let you know that. That kind of surprised me when I saw that. But that was when he was a lot younger, before he went to become a president. Then you have the Michigan Panthers, the Philadelphia Stars, the Pittsburgh Maulers, which they should have actually named. They should have made the colors of that logo black and yellow, because that's Pittsburgh for you. I'm surprised they didn't go with that, and they went with orange and purple, which do not mix very well. You have the Birmingham Stallions, the Houston Gamblers, the New Orleans Breakers, and the Tampa Bay Bandits. Now, if this league were to merge with the XFL, it would make the league a lot better, because then you would have... Well, actually, if you merge all three of the spring football leagues, you would have, I believe, 16 plus another 9. That is 25 teams, and that is almost 32. And there would be, the teams would be, again, you would have New Jersey, Michigan, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Birmingham, Houston, New Orleans, and Tampa from this league. In the XFL, you have Washington. And from the XFL, you would have Washington, Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, New York, Seattle, St. Louis, and Tampa Bay. And then again, the CFL, you have Vancouver, probably. That's probably what British Columbia would be in. Calgary, Edmonton, Hamilton, Montreal, Ottawa, Saskatoon. I assume that's Saskatoon. Toronto, and Winnipeg. So this spring league does start in about a couple of months. And for the women's basketball standings, top 25 I want to go by. South Carolina's number 1. And spring sports is about to start too, so we're going to go over baseball. However, the baseball season for NCAA baseball starts on February 18th of this year, which is literally 3 days away. Mississippi State was the champion last year. Will they become repeating champions this year, or will we have a new champion? However, for softball, I believe their seasons started last week, and as of right now, Oklahoma's number 1. So, since we have extra time, we're going to go ahead and talk about the other leagues that I own, because we actually literally ran out of time. Okay. We're going to start off with the Ultimate Access Football League, which is my football league from the game Access Football. Blink says, tell Kirk Atkins I said hi. He was actually in the stream earlier today. So you can see in the Atlantic Division, there's that season for that division ended last month. From this division, you had the Dallas Stampede, Boston Whalers, New York Barons, and Miami Warriors make the playoffs, and the Buffalo Grizzlies, St. Louis Racers, Washington Senators, and Philadelphia Express are all going to be relegated to the minor league. So next year, for this league, for the 2023 regular season, they will compete in the month of February, because I'm going to be randomly selecting months for each division every year because of weather conditions, because the weather mimics real life. Question, where's Sean Dilworth? I don't know. He's somewhere. And the new teams that are going to be coming to the Atlantic Division for the 2023 regular season is going to be the Birmingham Alabamans, Albany Flames, Norfolk Rams, and the Louisville Lions, as we get ready for that next year. And now for the division you're wanting to watch, I actually haven't updated this yet. This isn't not that accurate because it's a whole round behind. So we're going to go to the actual website that I have for it and take a look there. So I can pull up the document here. So here are the games. Actually, that actually looks almost quite as accurate. Nope, it's a whole round behind. So today's game, the Pittsburgh Ironhawks did beat the Chicago Lakehawks. And tomorrow's game will be the last game of round 4, which will be the Minnesota Pride versus the Green Bay Axemen. And for the standings, it is not a normal standings. So prepare to be shocked if your team is not in the playoffs range right now. Number 1. No, it's not Pittsburgh. It is the Green Bay Axemen this time. The Green Bay Axemen surprised me whenever they got in there. So the Green Bay Axemen ended up becoming the last team to not lose a single game, meaning they're undefeated. Number 2, the Cincinnati Royals. With their win over Baltimore, they moved to the 2nd seed. So the Royals will then try to strive and keep up their work to make the playoffs. In 3rd, you have the Minnesota Pride, who are actually predicted to not make the playoffs, but here they are, surprising me, like the New York Barons did from the Atlantic Division. In 4th is the Baltimore Paladins, who are currently in 4th right now. And also, Minnesota hasn't even played their this round's game yet, so they could still become 3-1 if they win tomorrow against but they play Green Bay, so it's not going to be an easy game. And Minnesota and Green Bay are actually main rivals, so it's going to be an interesting one. In 5th place, just looking outside of the playoff range, is the Pittsburgh Ironhawks, who are currently 2-2, and the reason why they're below the Paladins is because of head-to-head. That's the only reason why the Ironhawks are in 5th as of right now. Now, if Minnesota loses, then Pittsburgh could make it in, maybe, because I don't think Pittsburgh played Minnesota yet, and yet they already have more points than they have. And Baltimore would be bumped up to 3rd, and Pittsburgh would be bumped up to 5th, or to 4th, my mistake. 6th place is the Chicago Blackhawks. Even with their loss today, they still managed to move up in the leaderboards from where they were, but they're still struggling, as they have to win some games in order to make the playoffs. They need to have at least one more win to make the playoffs, but that can change over time as other teams get wins as well. 7th place is the Cleveland Coyotes. Now, the Coyotes did get their first win today, or not today, yesterday against the Detroit Firebirds. And with that moves Cleveland. And since Cleveland has won, they're now in the 7th spot, but they are still not in playoff range because only the top 4 make it, and the other 4 teams get relegated to the minor leagues, so that's problems on that part of the field. And then you have the Detroit Firebirds in last. As it's not looking good for the Detroit Firebirds. They may have had a good start in week 1, but ever since week 2, they started dwindling. They had many close games, though. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the minor leagues now. For the Polar Division. I actually forgot to simulate today's game, so here we go, coin toss. Okay, the away team of the next game won, so that would be the Red Wings. Okay, so as of right now, the Milwaukee Panthers just lost just now because I forgot to simulate the game for today until now. So the Panthers are 3-1. Which means they already can't get first seed in the minor league playoffs because there is an undefeated team from the Atlantic Division known as the Birmingham Alabamans, as they went 7-0 this season. Which is why they're being sent to the major leagues next year. But in the majors, the competition's different. Now, in the Polar Division right now, you have the Milwaukee Panthers, Springfield Marlins, Ann Arbor Penguins, and the Bowie Red Wings all in the playoff range, along with promotion range as well, as not only do you make the minor league playoffs, you also get promoted to the major leagues if you finish your regular season there. As for the other teams, like the Columbus Kings, Des Moines Sabres, Hartford Steelers, and St. Paul Jets, they're going to have to work harder if they want to move on. And let's take a look at What is the announcements? Did I win that game? Hopefully I didn't lose to Cincinnati. I want to see. This is the Oh, this is live right now. Okay, we're not going to watch the full game, but at least we're winning for once against the Cincinnati Royals. Because we ended up losing against them this year in the UAFL. So we're winning against them, as that's the wild card as of right now. Let me look at scores. The channel is completely... Oh, that's minor league. My bad. Scores in the major leagues. So, from the wild card of the Extreme Access Football League, the Boston Whalers eliminated the Oklahoma City Cyclones 61-35. That was a high-scoring game. I don't know how they scored that much in a 5-minute quarters. In 5-minute quarters, that's kind of impossible. And the Seattle Bruins ended up winning versus the Dallas Lawmen, as they call it in this league. And then finally, the Carolina Rebels took care of the Atlanta Razorbacks, who was last season's XAFL champions, which means we're going to have a different champion this year other than them. So, with that in the way, let's look at this. It's sports time. Since we have time, we might as well practice sub-DFL business, which is Discord Football League. Because we literally... What is Portland Coliseum again? The Greenskins? Oh, yeah. That's what that is. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the goof means. And where's the scrim field? Right here. Boom! Money. That's how you get a touchdown in just one scrimmage. That's amazing. Yeah, this league can get a little wild, especially if your team is losing by like a lot of points. To the point where where was my game at? Was it in I think it was in Blinks' stadium. That was right. It's Pushing P Stadium. Let me look. Look at the amount of messages. No way I lost, GG. As you can see, the whole game was quite wild, except for the fact that people kept putting D69, which is not a thing in existence. But let's take a look at this game, because this game is live, and so is the XAFL. So it's two major things. AI Galloway's once again brutally murdering this game. And what is happening right now? Oh, that's a close one. Noodle. Dang it. Uh-oh. Comeback is no. Oh, so Deluxe is losing. Blink says Gatufo out of my business. And let's see how wild this gets. Where's Scrimfield 1? Why is Scrimfield 1? I'm moving these. I can't stand looking at it this way. Reorder the text channels because I can't stand that. Scrimfield. We'll go here. I'm going to put polls up here. I have a feeling polls is more important than a lot of things. Announcements. I don't know why he's moving. I don't know why he puts some of the channels in the wrong spots. Everything else can stay. I'm going to change this a little bit. No, or not. I can't do that, unfortunately. There, I moved it correctly. I'm going to kick off. And I'm going to eat some football chips in the meantime. I'm going to say it's the first to 35 because that's what I did in the first scrim game I did with Deb. I'm going to take a look at this chat. I'm just going to confuse the league. Several people typing. That's not how you do it. But alright. You can't do that. That's cheating. It has to be D. But the first one did count. I'm not dumb. Why? This is a scrim field. What? I mean, stop as you do it. You're a hypocrite. AI is such a hypocrite, bro. That's not... Blinks, that's not how you kick a ball. Dang it! How do you do this? What is this? What the frick? Which one's my number? I think it's his ball, because I think I rolled a 2. Gosh dang it. I don't know. I think it was... Let me look. So it looks like the score is 9... 9-0. Actually, I just scored. Now it's 12-3. No, 12-6. Third down, fourth down, pick 6. Second and 20. Third and 25. Touchdown. Okay, 12 plus 7 is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Mother fricker, what the heck? (20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25). Man, my team sucks. What was that? Where did Blinks go? Is he gone? Thought we were in the middle of a scrim game. They literally came to this AI came to this channel saying, "Hey, can you stop scrimming?" We need to pay attention to this game. What counts? I don't know what this chat's turning into. Nah. That's it. Nah. Oh. Okay. The score's 105. Nope. 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 3 of 3. What's going on? I forgot there's a flag for that now. Okay, so the 25 to 18 blinks. D12. Second and 12. I did do D12. Third and 11. And that's a gain of... I am in scream field, you num-num. It's 4th and 1. Mother fricker. 26, 27, 28 to 15, 28 to 18. Blinks and you get the ball. Pinned. I got the number 1 number out of every number that you want. That 1. No gain. Safety. You were pinned at the 1. Oh my gosh. That's the rules. Call it safety. Why does he need to confirm? I know what a safety is. Why did you pick Shig over a scrimmage? He's too busy with this game. What doesn't count? What do you mean the safety doesn't count? He was at the 1 yard line. Look, right here, 1 yard line. No gain. Still on the 1 yard line. Loss of 2. That's a safety. But, yeah. Oh, I know what he means. He's saying the touchdown doesn't count. Okay. My bad. Doesn't matter. My team sucks anyway. 33 to 20 something. 33 to 20. If he gets a 5 or more, he wins. I'm about to lose. I'm about to lose a scrim game. Scrim games don't take as long because they take about 15 minutes. Devables is online. I'm going to screenshot it. Ding, ding. Oh. Did he win? No, you kick a field goal. Blinks doesn't know the rules, but thank goodness I do. It's a pick 6, so therefore you're technically supposed to kick a field goal. You can't just score a touchdown off of a touchdown. Rules are rules. Second down from the 50. Third down from the 40. Intercepted at the 40-yard line. If he scores, he wins. If he scores a touchdown, he wins. Let me count that. That is a loss of 5, so that is 2nd and 15, 3rd and 14, 4th and 9. That's a turnover on downs. I need to spot the ball. Where was the ball? What do you mean? You've done it in the last game. What do you mean you done? Then why did... So it's my ball, and second down, intercepted. My team sucks. My team officially sucks. No. Oh no. That's 20 yards. Uh-oh. Second and 20. Oh wait, he's chatting. He wins. What's the score? It was 33 before. And I lost. Officially lost the scrim game. At least I beat him in the regular game, though. Wait, really? Are they live on YouTube right now? Yeah, they did give Blinks good luck. Yep, there it is. That does look like they're about to get eliminated. I want to see Green Bay lose. I want to see the Green Bay Axemen lose.
Nice. We got some amazing lag today. Okay, that's just a touchdown.
Touchdown.
That goes with the missing tackle.
Rip. Rest in peace, Michael.
A little bit, but hopefully it won't be too bad.
What even happened? They choked.
Green and Orlando will do the same thing, so I don't think it's
Oh, he's here too, watching this game. That makes him 1,000 times better. Did we win this game? We won by 1. We won because they missed a kick. That's so brilliant. We won. That's so brilliant. We won because the Cincinnati Royals missed a kick. That was a last-minute win too. Guess that we're going back to the divisional round. As for Green Bay, I don't even think we're gonna. I don't even know how we made it back to the divisional round. Our team is usually terrible.
Oh man, it's lagging. But
not anymore. Apparently, we're one of the best teams in the league.
4th and 8s, no.
But not the best. Apparently, that title goes to Nebraska for some reason.
They miss it. It's incomplete.
Turnover on downs.
Oh, that's a game.
It's over. I want to see the chat to see how.
Exactly.
Oh, it's Blinks. Blinks is in the chat.
Final timeout. So you just need to run game. Man. The inning has 13 rushes for 46 yards, but 3 touchdowns. He's got 14 to 51. Yeah, that's the most touchdowns I've seen since that yards. Not in real life, obviously, because.
Oh, they're burning the clock down now. Rip Michael.
But yeah, he just got some runs from the 1 yard line.
Rip Bozo.
Har
har har.
And you're gonna make that 28-28.
I forgot the third A.
Green Bay's official final chance. Unless
Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. They're literally waiting the clock out.
Kick is up, it's good. 20-point game.
I still remember last season when everyone got eliminated from their first playoff game of their seasons. And then somehow Atlanta won. That was the most bullcrap. Devables is online. And yet I'm watching this at the same time. How? Ha ha ha.
Apparently they're
Ha ha.
Michael was the only one said.
This is amazing.
7 others said at Orlando, including me, and this was a great game.
He can't even catch the ball. That's incredible.
Basically, 35 to. Sorry, not 35.
He caught it and did the squirglies, or whatever that move was.
Final
Game.
score is
Game.
41-21.
Green Bay is out of here in the first round of the playoffs again. Man, they suck. And now this game is going to start in 6 minutes, but we got a Minecraft stream we got to get back to soon. But I don't know anyone who's a Kansas City or Houston fan in this league.
I might need a bigger
What if we end up playing the Orlando Rockets again in the Access Bowl? Because that's still a possibility. They come for a rematch and we beat them again. That would be funny. Why am I added to so many chants I'm getting? I just want to know the rules to these chats, but oh my goodness, it's hard to know. Oh, that's from Go Beyond. That's not from any of the chats I'm in. I just got added to that chat randomly then. I don't know why people can just add people to random chats. It's so stupid. I mean, you can invite people, but I don't remember accepting that invite. Shigman says, did he talk about DFL yet? I mean, I just did a scrim game in it and watched the chaos a little bit. But for the DFL, where is the standings? Boom, here's the standings. Playoff teams, Greenskins, Marauders, Dragons, Cougars, Temper, and Vodkas. Don't know why that's... It's so hard to see the name of the team. It's literally a bottle.
Luna, you better be eating! Luna!
And I believe there's 12 games in a season. Is that right? Or was...
Take the trash out.
And... let's just say... I'll have to figure it out, though. The Greenskins just lost, so that means they lost the number 1 seed. There's 14 this season, so therefore a bunch of teams. Dang, then that means there's no one eliminated yet. Even the Cake Eaters, who are 9-0, haven't won a thing, and they are still not eliminated. That'll change once I get 2 more wins. Or 3 more wins, actually. I haven't played the Cake Eaters, actually, have I? Or is that one of the teams that forfeit losses everything? Yep, forfeit loss. That means if I get if I win 2 more games, then that means if I win 3 more games, they're officially eliminated. Well, actually, that could be even earlier than that, actually. Hold the heck on a second. How did Lil Mango tie 3 times in a season? I haven't even tied once yet. And he's done it 3 times in a full season. Surprising. Let me check on the MAFL, which is a new league, which we've made a bunch of teams, and preseason standings are, well, my team, the Delmarva Huge, is in 2nd now, as we won against the St. Louis Marauders for once. Because we lose to them every time we play them in the Discord Football League, as in the DFL, we're 0-5. In this league, we're 1-0 against them. So at least there's some change. The funniest thing to ever see is Nebraska 0-2. That's probably about the best thing I've ever seen in gosh knows how long. And the Color Blues team is 0-2. The Texas Bengals. I don't know why they named their team that. I don't know why. What is our schedule? That's not us. We play Nebraska next. Period alarm, which means we're going to end this episode of Huge Sports Talk, which has lasted 2 hours. If you guys enjoyed, push that subscribe button so that next Tuesday we will talk again about more